He arrives exactly when he is needed to. It's time for the arrival of the MVP. Whoa, this is new. That's a great
Whoa!
new graphic. I liked
And
it.
this game's wizard coming in clutch just exactly when he's needed is the hidden gem. Yes, I'm doing the hand signs. It's
Yes.
Gem of Onic, the XP laner, the unsung hero, even performing out of his mind despite their rocky performance in Season 12. Yes, they made it to the playoffs, but suffered a first round exit. There's always something behind Gem's quiet demeanor. There's always a fire underneath him, always a plan. Even if it seemed like you put him up against the ropes, you'll see here in the highlights that he's always doing something, man. He's laying down true damage, forcing Ryle into this position that we also question. Is Ryle forcing something, or was the barangay out of communications? No, it was actually Gem and the rest of Onic with his lead forcing an engagement. It's because they had to think twice. Hey, this gentleman over here with the blue hair, with the glasses, with the yellow jersey, it looks like he's deep in. Can we pop his 4 HP bars? And sometimes you would think the answer is yes, but with this X-Borg in his hands, the answer is usually much more complicated. So we gotta look back at the numbers here and figure out exactly why it's Gem we gave the MVP to. You'll see kill participation is through the roof. Number 1, only tied with Escalera, 83%. So a majority of these 6 kills goes over with the help of Gem. Of course, you'll see because of the slow pace of this game, a lot of the accolades will go as well to Omega. It's because, again, it took just but one moment for them to switch up, and that's how Ryle walks away with the carry and the sandbag. But mind you, even if this is a Phoveus that does a lot against the lineup that Onic brought out, they were never really able to capitalize on it. So that's the problem there. They had the approach, but they never saw the solution through. Let's look at the emblems here. Again, there was a rhyme and reason behind why it was the Master Assassin on West, is because he wanted to outlast Kelra. He wanted to make that laning situation so much better against the gold standard. But in the end, he did not see through towards what happens after the laning phase. What if we're way past the 5 or 6, 7 minute mark? That's where the Onic switch turned on. That's where it became Onic time, and that's how we ended up here. 18 minutes in, slightly longer than what we would call a short game. And here, Onic barreled on forward, 10k ahead as they closed the game, scored all 9 turrets, even in the face of Omega owning their first 2 XP and gold lanes early on. Buffs, don't even talk about it, because early on it was King Kong stealing, and looking at the items, they were able to build up almost completely. Escalera actually started to build again. Not just Escalera, even Gem started to build.
That was rough, buddy, but I'm pretty sure Leia will be smooth with the analysis.
Definitely. Let's throw it over and give a nod to our MVP of game number 2, King Kong, who I dare say is the MVP of the match. Slowly but surely, Cyric Perez has just ripened into the role and is now earning the moniker of a star jungler amongst the super team, nay super fam. As early as the minute mark, dear God, that was the minute mark? He actually caught out Core's 2 behind tier 2 and did not stop from there. Again, as previously mentioned, he has perfected the utility jungler style and even found a way to be an assassin despite playing heroes like the Baksha, like the Fredrin, like the Martis currently. And the rest of the team just followed. Again, if you have a jungler that is as gung-ho and as sure in their skills and your calls as King Kong, backed up by a core player like Kelra, who committed such atrocities against Omega's second lineup here with that BMI Purify, with the Heart Guard in and out, giving false hopes of Omega defending and living to see another Lord, then you got something else coming. 11-1 here at an under 15-minute game number 2 to take the dub, 3 points over to the House of Onic. That was a huge gold gap. Again, 13,000 it spells out for you right now, but as soon as the 3-minute mark elapsed, it felt like it was more than that. It felt like we were going into endgame, especially given that there were no turrets scored by the barangay, no lords, no turtles, and yeah, they attempted an early trade. If y'all remember, H2 went for the orange after King Kong scored the first turtle. It resulted in not much because King Kong stole the next buff anyways. Looking at the item builds again, it's understatement to say that Exhort had a hard time. He only really built 2 items, the Glowing Wand and the Winter Tranche. The latter coming in from a necessity to actually survive. There were so many threats coming in from him, from Onic. There's Kelra's Claude, the Baksha, not to even mention the Gord, who I must say, right now in the current metagame, even second to Novaria, you have to consider this is the hero in mid that has the biggest range. Novaria, you can consider, yeah, she has good vision. She can actually protect herself when she actually phases through with the Astral Recall, but she doesn't have as many CC as the Gord. As well, she also doesn't have any true damage built into her kit as the Gord.